Rally the ancestors. That's a lot of triggers. Today on Commander Replay, we ask the question, is Munda Ambush Leader as bad as everyone thinks? Find out next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, next time you purchase cards, if you want to support me and my LGS, be sure to check out mothershipatx.com and use the promo code REPLAY to save 15% on your next order. And if you can't find what you're looking for, you can use the TCG affiliate player link. All links are in the description below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Munda Ambush Leader today. Oh yeah, this is a pretty good looking hand, actually. Let's go ahead and keep this. Mana Crypt, gonna make this crazy. Brings it to our turn one, we're leading it off, so let's play the Plains. Play the Mana Crypt. You know, Mana Crypt with this deck is probably not gonna give us a great depiction of how this deck actually plays, because Mana Crypt is so powerful, like it almost doesn't matter what you do. The fact that you're doing it 2 to 3 turns ahead of your opponents is what makes it good. Oh, I guess we could have played the Lantern Scout. Whoops. Glaring Spotlight for our opponent. Like, with this Mana Crypt, this Munda deck is actually probably going to look like a good deck. It's fine, but Munda does not blow you away on power. In fact, last week I released a video titled Anya, the single worst Boros commander, and a lot of people wanted to fight me tooth and nail on that, and many were saying that Munda is worse. I've played both decks. I've played both of these decks about 5 times in the past few months, and I have to say that Munda is actually much better than Anya. Upkeep trigger. Let's go Tails. 1 the flip. Neither of them are great, and you're probably talking about the 2 worst Boros commanders, and which one wants to fight it out for the basement, but I think as a 3-4 haste that enables all of your ally triggers, I think that makes Munda more valuable than Anya. So with that, let's play a Munda right here. We're going to get the Munda trigger. So the Munda trigger is, when it or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top 4 cards of your library. If you do, reveal any number of ally cards from among them, put them on top of your library in any order, rest on the bottom. Oh my, well, there's a whole bunch of cards we wanted, but at least, nope, that one's not an ally. So we just passed a whole bunch of good cards in our deck. That makes me sad. Who are we going to poke? Start with Zachariah, I guess. Honestly, you're probably better off choosing no on that ability. It says you may look at the top 4 cards of your library. A lot of times, probably better off just going no. It's a 3-4 with haste that triggers your allies. Oh, yep, there we go. Opponent shot our Mana Crypt, so that's going to cut us down to size, but we did get our commander into play. We've got the Sword of the Animist. As long as that sticks, then we're not just going to dominate the game, but we should still have a decent go of things here. Someone said, good guy KO, cleaning up a bit in the chat. But yeah, a lot of people were upset when I called Anya the worst Boros commander. The problem is it doesn't give you anything reliably. And people wrote me some really long comments about why they thought otherwise. And, you know, here's the thing is, I have the playtest data for it. I've got about 5 games on film with Anya. I've got about 5 games of B-roll with Munda. And the Munda games are much better. If someone wants to send me some new data on Anya that shows me that it's not the worst Boros commander, then I'm happy to look at it. But everything I've seen with it just indicates to me that anything you want to do with Anya can be done better by another commander. Brings it to our turn. There's a land. That's actually pretty good. Play this Bloodstained Mire. Crack this Bloodstained Mire. No Misspell Plains in the deck. How about that? What are we even doing? We're probably just attaching the sword. I guess we get the plateau then in case we want to tithe. In case a Cultivate goes off or something like that. We'll send one over to Doc this time. Sword of the Animist trigger. We're still well ahead of where we should be with this deck, but what do we need? There's a lot of red cards in the deck. We have double red. That's going to get us plains. I'm going to get a mountain right here, and we'll pass like that. Yeah, I'm kind of glad the Mana Crypt got shot, because, like, I want to show you guys how this deck plays, and, like, we're already way ahead of where we should be, but at least we're not just running away with it. Like, that would be the case of, like, Mana Crypt winning the game, and it not really having much to do with our deck, so at least now that it's gone, won't be a continuing factor, but still, we're off to a very good start, but now we're in a place where our opponents can reasonably catch up. Here's a Wood Elves from Chaotix, so, you know, he's going to get his own ramp going here. And one final thing on the Anya deck. Also, having played both decks, I just think this deck is more fun. It's more refreshing. It's different. You get to play Boros allies, right? We have a Lantern Scout in our deck that, when you have a bunch of allies, they get kind of wild together. Anya is just like, all right, build a really generic Boros burn deck. using all of the same Boros cards that you would just about everywhere else, except that your commander is much worse than any other commander that you would normally run. So, you know, that's kind of my feeling on the Anya deck. It doesn't give you much, and it doesn't push you into a direction that I think is particularly interesting. Whatever deck you want to build with Anya, Gisela is just going to be better, and Aurelia is likely going to be better. And some people were like, what about Bassandra? And I'm like, you know, Bassandra still does more. People can't blow you out during combat, which is nice, and you can goad some stuff and, like, play some Ghostly Prisons, and that'll probably be a pretty good time. So, you know, all that being said, I do think that Munda is probably the second worst Boros commander. There's a couple that I need to replay. I haven't touched Depala in a long time. That one probably needs some revisiting. Ooh, there's a Soul Ring. So that's one to look at. Firesong and Sunspeaker is pretty inconsistent, although with more red card draw showing up, it might be a little bit better now. But those are the ones that I have toward the bottom of the pack. Anyway, let's take our turn here. So let's play this Soul Ring. Could have played the Tithe at the end step. Wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. We're on 5 mana now, which is a little bit awkward, so I guess we just play the Tithe right now. We're only going to get 1 off of it, but still, we just get to make this land drop. Oh, I guess we do have a Misspell Plains in the deck. Maybe we just grab that now? Because then we just play the Lantern Scout. Yeah, that seems fine. Play the Misspell Plains, play the Lantern Scout. And this one gives our allies lifelink, so that's cool. Munda trigger. We'll use the ability. Oh, whiff! Good cards, too. The card draw. Ouch. Lantern Scout, a lifelink, and we'll send one over to Chaotix. Sword of the Animist. That's the thing, too. With the Sword of the Animist triggers, the Munda trigger doesn't even matter. We're continuously shuffling our deck. We'll get a white right here. I know there are a lot of the creatures in this deck are red. I probably have to adjust the mana base just a little bit in this deck because a lot of the decks I play tend to be more white heavy because that's where a lot of the equipment stuff is, but probably need just a few more mountains in this deck to accommodate the fact that a lot of the creatures are red. Okay, we're going to block with a Wood Elves. We go up to 43, a little bit of lifelink, and we pass like that. Depending on how things go, it might make sense for us to wait on the Sunbird's Invocation until we have a play we want to make. Right now, we only have 2 available mana to cast a spell afterwards. Ooh, that's an Urabrask. Those are good. Those are really good. Zach Ryan's going to flash in a crustacean, I think is how that's pronounced. Not to be confused with a crustacean. It's a 1/6 crab with flash. This is a tribal game, by the way. Forgot to mention that. We'll take a look at what our opponents are doing. So we got Chaotix 2075 piloting the Dragon. This is non-dragon dragon tribal. So I assume it's going to be some sort of changeling type thing where they all become dragons at the last second and wild things happen. We've got Doc in the middle piloting Lena, which is going to be a Knights and Soldiers deck, I'm guessing. Looks like Soldier Tribal. Yep. Got Field Marshal. We got Archetype of Courage. We can no longer have First Strike. That's a thing. We do have a First Strike ally in the deck. Lena, pretty cool card. That's probably a little bit underrated. It generates bodies, which is sweet, and can give your stuff indestructible, though those are some pretty good modes. Does look like Doc's out of cards, though. Looks like he had a mulligan kind of hard. So that's not great for him, but we have a couple wheels. We'll fire one off if we find one for him. There's also an Edric at the table, so once Zach Ryan gets that into play, which he may or may not do, then they'll be able to draw some cards off that. And this is Crab Tribal being helmed by Edric Spymaster, and that does come in tapped. Ooh, that's a Rally the Ancestors. We're going to hold on to that one. That's a late game card. I really want to draw 2 with this Edric, so I guess we trade the swords in on the Urabrask. Sword of the Animist trigger. Use the ability. We'll get a mountain this time. 2 Edric triggers. So these are definitely going to bail us out a little bit. There's a Volcanic Offering. Nasty card. And a Wheel of Fortune. Not really looking to play that one yet. I guess we just play the Sunbirds right here. See how wild we can get next turn should it stick. Kangi Skywarden coming into play. Lena into play. Gonna get some tokens with that. Get 3 tokens and they're 2/2 First Strikers. Kind of shuts off board wipes too. Doc sending everything our way. We deserve it. No blocks. So he's gonna draw 4 cards. That's pretty good. And both of Edric's stuff gonna come into us. Yep, they draw 2. There's an Urza's Incubator. That's probably a pretty good pickup for them. Being that this is a tribal game, they get themselves an Armored Cantrix. It's a 2/5 crab. And that'll bring it back to our turn. That's a Blasphemous Act. That is a Lena. The Lena stops the Blasphemous Act. Probably don't want to be playing that. Yeah, I guess we have to. I was going to try not to just go in on the Volcanic Offering, but gotta do something. Choose a non-basic land we don't control. We will choose this. Exotic Orchard. Choose an opponent. We will choose Zach Ryan. He chooses a different land, actually. Thought he was going to choose the same one. We're going to choose this. We're going to choose as Lena, so nothing happens with the, we can Blasphemous Act if we need to. We'll choose Doc as the person who gets to choose a creature. See what he's interested in blowing up. Goes for the Kangi. His card's so nasty. I kind of feel bad playing it in this game. It's supposed to have like a fun tribal game. This card's not fun tribal. This is pretty savage. Sunbird's Invocation. Oh my, that's Waves of Aggression. Tome of Legends, you say? That's also a card. These are all very good cards. I don't think Waves of Aggression does that much for us here, so I think I'm on the Tome of Legends. Really just want to look at some extra cards. Some stuff gets blown up. Oh, he chooses the crab. Okay. We're at 31. Ooh, we could be taking some. Guess both over to Zach Ryan. Sword and Tome of Legends. Get a Plains. Oh, right. We don't draw when we hit him. I guess that's fine. Use the Tome of Legends. Hit the Sacred Foundry. We play in the Sacred Foundry. Play the Sacred Foundry untapped. I think I'm going to wipe the board. He did not use Lena, so we're going to Blasphemous Act. Sunbird's Invocation. Wheel of Fortune, Captain's Claws, Thran Dynamo, Feast and Famine. Feast and Famine's so nasty. How much more mana do we actually need is a question. I think I'm just going to go for Thran Dynamo. The more savage route is to go for Feast and Famine, but I wasn't trying to be that savage in this game, but the Mana Crypt gets us out there so quickly that we're doing all the things we want to be doing like 2-3 turns ahead of time, so yep, that's where we are. Do we just wheel? Nah, we'll wait. Xenograph. Yeah, there we go. There's the one that turns them all into dragons. We can blow that up if we need to. That does kind of stop his deck, though. Oh, Ketra's Monument coming in. Radiant Destiny. Wormfang Crab can't be blocked. Enters battlefield, an opponent chooses a permanent you control other than it and exiles it. When it leaves the battlefield, turn the exiled card under its control. Puts the Urza's Incubator under it. Interesting. Nessian Boar. All creatures able to block it do so. Whenever it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller draws a card. Fun. It is a 10-6, so you don't want to get hit by that. There's a land. Play the land. Let's recast Munda. See if we hit an ally with the trigger this time. Tome of Legends and Munda trigger. Use the ability. There's an Aurelia the War Leader, which is not an ally. Put him to the bottom. 3 whiffs on that ability. Let's draw with the Tome of Legends. See if we hit anything. Ooh, it's a Resolute Blademaster. Indeed, we did hit something. Let's play the Resolute Blademaster. Some Burrs will trigger. Finally, some allies. Jeska's Will, Herald's Horn, Tuk Tuk. Ooh, are we on Jeska's Will? How much mana do we have? We have our commander, so we can cast both. Yeah, let's Jeska's Will. How many cards do our opponents have? Not that many, actually. But still, looking at a few more cards is probably a good idea. What's this do? Enters battlefield. You may destroy target artifact. Any artifacts worth destroying? 1, 2. There are 3 artifacts. Jeska's Will it is. For both modes. Targeting Zach Ryan. Well, those are some cards. Resolute Blademaster enters. Munda trigger. Blademaster trigger. Use the ability. Hey, a mirror entity. That's a sweet card. So put this one on top. The other one's to the bottom. We've already played our land per turn, sadly. But we do have exactly enough for this Sun Titan. Could also Winota, but Winota won't have haste. That's a human. I think we'll just Sun Titan. Sun Titan's usually a safe bet. Get back. Mana is probably safest right here. Get the Mana Crypt. There's a mirror entity on top of our deck, and I kind of don't want to shuffle it away, so I'm going to swing in without the Sword of the Animist. Opponent goes up to 10 commander, down to 30 life. Winota goes into exile. Sky Knight Vanguard coming in. Edric Master Tactician coming in. Oh, Ketra's Monument's going to trigger. They're going to get some blockers. Seems good. Preeminent Captain coming in. Yep, more soldiers. One interesting thing to note is that having played both Knight Tribal and Soldier Tribal, soldiers have a much more wide range of abilities. You get a lot of cool things with soldiers. Knights have a very narrow scope of abilities. It's usually like first strike, double strike, lifelink, protection from a color. Not a lot of things that really generate value or like are crazy impactful in a game of Commander. I know there's a couple good knights, but compared to the number of good soldiers where this thing drops stuff in for free, this either makes things unblockable or turns your creatures into removal. There's the one that makes things cost extra. Soldiers just have a lot more abilities at their disposal, which is super helpful. Oh, yeah, there's a Nessian Boar coming our way. I think all of our beautiful things are going to go down right here. Probably should have at least put the sword on so it would, like, die. Guess we have to block it with everything. That's unfortunate. So the problem is this Rally the Ancestors is in our hand. And, man, I really don't want to wheel. Because, like, that's how we... Oop, whoop, there's the Mirror Entity. That's a good card. And a land. It's tough to get things back. I think Sun Titan and Rally the Ancestor were really our ways of getting things back. So, like, it's unfortunate that we drew this when we did next to the wheel. With that does bring it back to our turn. Mana Crypt. Let's see what we draw. Tails. On the flip, we draw a land. Play a land, crack a land. Get a plains, running low on lands, got most of them in play. Let's draw with the Tome of Legends. Actually, let's play Mirror Entity first. We want to hit the haste. That's what we're looking for. Just lands, okay. Happy to get rid of those. Munda trigger. Use the Munda trigger. Chasm Guide, haste. That's the haste. Get the Chasm... Oh, we can put any number, right? Reveal all ally cards. Yep, okay. Let's put these on top of the library. Akiri, Tuk Tuk, Chasm Guide. Miss the Iroas. How much do we need to get back our... I think it'll be 5 mana to rally... No, we'll need 7 to rally the Resolute Blademaster. That's a bit. That's a bit. Let's draw... do we wheel yet? I think this thing's going to cause some problems for us. I think we kind of need to take him out. If we rally, we'll get a Sunbird's trigger. Yeah, let's just do it. Rally for 7. Well, if we rally for... You know what? It makes sense to rally for 6, because Sun Titan will bring a land back, and that'll eat the cost. So let's do that. X is 6. Rally the Ancestors. Sunbird's Invocation. Cast a revealed card. What's Undo Champion do? Trample. Chasm Guide is haste. Yep, we want the haste guy. So Munda trigger. Use the ability. Put this Kazul Warlord on top. Lands to the bottom. Rally the Ancestors. That's a lot of triggers. Sun Titan get a land. Resolute Blademaster, Munda. Use the Munda ability again. This time we have 2. Ooh, Reckless Bushwhacker. Also a real card. Put that on top. Put this on top. These to the bottom. Use the ability. Same 2. So I think I want the expensive one on top. Yeah. Actually, we can just draw the expensive one, cast it, and then that'll get us the cheap one. Draw a card. Get the Kazul Warlord. Play the Warlord. Sunbirds. Ketra's Monument. Kazandu Blademaster. Highland Berserker. That's first strike. And ooh, Bruce Tarl. Double strike and lifelink. We actually have those abilities already. This isn't going to have Surge. So that doesn't make it that useful. Kazandu just kind of gets bigger, and that's kind of fun. I guess we just go for Kazandu. I think it makes the most sense. Bunch more triggers on the stack. There's Kabira Evangel on top. Keep that on top. The Warlord comes into play, triggers all the stuff again. Evangel's still on top. +1/+1 counters. Guess we crack this land. Get our last plains. Equip this. Go to combat. Ooh, nice. Somehow the Sun Titan got haste. Wasn't paying attention, but it did. Let's keep that guy alive. I'm going to attack KO and Zach Ryan. We don't have enough to kill both players, so just going to do what we can. Get the Bloodstrand. There may not be any lands left to get with that. Last land. It's a mountain. Last basic anyway. There might still be... Nope. There is nothing to get with that Bloodstained Mire. Ooh, some of the newer allies give all of your creatures the abilities, not just allies. I did not realize that. They're going to block the Sun Titan. I hope I sent enough damage otherwise. I think I did. They took a real big hit on the first strike. Urza's Incubator comes back. Zach goes down. KO's at 19. Doc's at 27. 10 Commander. We're going to pass like that. Hope this board state sticks. We're going to lose a couple things to the Rally the Ancestors. We're also at 87. Wait, when does Rally happen? Beginning of your next upkeep. Sky Knight Vanguard going on the attack. Yep. Gets to make a token. Fatal Push on the Chasm Guide. Oh no, that's the one that gives things haste. Yep. I think he sees what's up. Okay, so he sacrificed the Glaring Spotlight to get the Revolt mode on Fatal Push in order to shoot our hasty ally. Lena back to play. Opponent attacking us with a bunch of stuff. Oh, that's an Edric. They can choose how we block. Will they go no blocks or will they try to kill something? They just go no blocks. Down to 77. Question is, can we finish them up? Rally the Ancestors trigger. Mana Crypt. Sun Titan and the Lifelink one go down. There's a Hall of Helios Generosity. Let's play that. Now we Wheel of Fortune. Sunbird's Invocation. Oh, that's interesting. Enlightened Tutor. Cast Enlightened Tutor. Get something really cool. What finishes? Shared Animosity would finish it up. There we go. There's some stuff. What's this one do? Enters the battlefield, you may have it deal damage to target creature equal to the number of allies you control. That allows us to clear out the board. Okay. We have a plan. Shared Animosity into the Sunbird's Invocation. Nothing to cast. Let's get this Marasa Pyromancer into play. Hazaret's Monument, Mask of Memory, Herald's Horn. Hazaret's Monument, I guess. How many allies do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 allies. Shoot the Edric. Oh, we have an Andu Cleric on top. Oh, we could use that Iroas. That Iroas would have been helpful. Lena's going to give creatures indestructible. Yeah, okay. That makes it hard to kill Doc right here. That being the case, play a Signet. Get this Andu Cleric. Loot this fetch land. Nothing to do with it. Choose target creature. I guess we shoot KO's creature. Oh man, if you put like a stuffy doll in this deck, that'd probably also be like Brash Taunter. Reasonably effective. Munda ability. We got a Fire Mantle. Ooh, is that Menace? That's Menace. Menace is very helpful. Waves of Aggression passes us by again. Maybe we hold a little back in case Doc drew a board wipe, but yeah, okay. Just hold a little back. Take down KO. Oh, I forgot we had Shared Animosity. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that would have been... I forgot that I played Shared Animosity. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Whatever. I'm just going to have 6 right here. I don't believe there are any... No, there are no additional lands, and that means I just shuffled away the Menace guy, too. Whoops. Yeah, I would have... I think we could have finished Doc right there, but there were too many triggers, and I forgot what I was doing. Forgot we played the Shared Animosity. Just pray for no board wipe right here, is what we're doing. We have to start everything over, if he does have one. That's an hour revelation. That's exactly what we did not want to see. Draw with the Tome of Legends. There's a Gideon. Yeah, down it's all going to go. Back to the command zone. So the problem now for him is that, like, we are way ahead of him on lands. We have all of our basics and, like, a ton of half the lands in our deck, and he's got 6. And we can put Sunbird's Invocation back on top of our deck, which we're going to do. Play the Cliptop Retreat, Sunbird's Invocation. Play Lena. I was trying this one out, test it as another way to get mana, but I don't think it's really necessary. I mean, things have gone really well this game, so there's that. But I don't know if it really fits the deck. Just something I wanted to test. Into the Sunbird's Invocation. Well, we really need that Waves of Aggression. Let's cast the Waves of Aggression, just so that it's in our graveyard. Our graveyard is a better spot for that Waves of Aggression than the in our library. Let's play Gideon. Sunbirds. Urza's Bushwhacker or Dowsing Dagger. What's our card draw going to look like? I guess Urza's an ally. What are our choices here? It becomes a creature, create a 2/2 ally, or we make the emblem and lose it. Let's make the ally. Pass like that. Return to dust on Sunbirds and Urza's Incubator. Not pleasant. Set a stop on our turn. We're gonna Hall of Heliod's Generosity, Shared Animosity back to the top. Draw Shared Animosity. Play Shared Animosity. Play Bruce Tarl. Double strike this thing, I guess. Play the Steel Shaper's Gift. This is actually the time. Let's get Captain Claws. We need creatures. Play Captain's Claws. How much mana does this get us? It's gonna get us 3 mana. We've got a total of 5. That's definitely not enough to get our commander. Definitely not enough. Put the Captain's Claws on this thing. Do we make an ally with, or do we send in Gideon? Let's send in Gideon. Send in these 2. Shared Animosity triggers. Shared Animosity on the bottom. Captain's Claws on top. Gideon is a human soldier ally. Ooh, yeah. Been waiting to use this Captain's Claws. I've played this deck a few times and it hasn't really come up. They block 1. Down to 15. Do they have another board wipe? Oh, you know what I gotta put in this deck? Molten Echoes. That has to go in. Oh my god, that's gonna be so ridiculous. Alina's coming out for Molten Echoes. Oh, it's the Austere Command. All creatures. He's fighting the fight. Swiftfoot Boots. I guess we can still plus Gideon, put the thing on it, swing away, Shared Animosity. Won't quite finish it up. Munda's also got haste. Wheel of Misfortune. Okay. Let's cast our commander. Munda trigger. We'll get a look to see what's coming. Sort of. Ooh, Taurine Mauler. Is a creature. It's on top. Play the Wheel of Misfortune. I'm gonna go 15. He can't pay 15. Doc scoops it right there after the fresh 7. And that's gonna be that. Yeah, so Ally Tribal. So yeah, I really do think that Munda is a much better commander than Anya. Not to say that Munda's great, but I do think it's much better. I think it's much more interesting. It's much more fun. Having played Munda now maybe 5 or so times, I'm kind of like, maybe I should put this together in paper, because like I don't think a lot of these allies are very expensive. Now, the other stuff certainly can be. Aurelias and Soul Rings and whatever. Unfortunately, we had that Mana Crypt start, which does kind of like Mana Crypt is just powerful and puts you way ahead. Mana Crypt into Creature, into Sword of the Animus got us all of our lands. So we just had a lot of mana to work with, and that is super, super helpful. So it's not normally going to go this well, but of the times I've played it, it's actually performed admirably. Just that value of getting a lot of ally triggers and covering all your abilities with the ally triggers, getting some haste, getting some menace. If you can get some +1 counters, a little removal, all that stuff works really well. And, eventually you get a board state that can actually take down a game. So it's not going to be the most high-powered thing ever. If you want to power it up, you just put Feast and Famine, Aggravated Assault. You can put Godo Helm, Aurelia Helm, that sort of stuff. Not running any of that in here wasn't really my intent in the deck. Elesh Norn was in there because it's the best anthem ever printed. And honestly, from what I've seen, I could probably take it out. The deck does actually perform well enough on its own that Elesh Norn would be good, but I don't feel like I'm yearning for the Elesh Norn. I put it in when I first built it because I'm this deck's going to need all the help it's going to get because we're playing Boros allies with a very not well-liked commander, so. But anyway, yeah, I've really enjoyed playing Munda, which is the polar opposite of how I feel about playing Anya. I have not enjoyed playing Anya at all, but this deck is a lot of fun, even though it may not be the best thing ever. Couple quick changes, pull out this Lena. Again, that was just a mana thing I was looking for, so Molten Echoes I think is going to be really cool. And we probably want a Mirror March also. I don't know how many 6-drops this deck can support, but definitely be cool. I'd like to get maybe one more piece of reanimation in the deck right now. It's Sun Titan and Rally the Ancestors. We drew them both a little early, just a touch earlier than I wanted. Kind of forced me into some things that I didn't really want to do, but otherwise, I've had a lot of fun playing with this deck. I'm not even sure that Vanquisher's Banner is good enough. It's okay, but I'm still kind of iffy about it. I don't know. That might be one that I cut. This Gideon came in handy at the end. We got a lot of the value stuff, though. Tome of Legends, Sword of the Animist, Mask of Memory, Dousing Dagger. That is the classic Commander Replay value package right there. Got a Sword of Feast and Famine for some mana doubling. We get all the tribal stuff. You get Urza's Incubator, Herald's Horn, Hazoret's Monument is reasonable. You can use Oketra's Monument also for some additional cost reduction. But I do have a lot of red creatures in the deck. But anyway, yeah, this thing's been a ton of fun to play. Maybe we'll pull out the Elesh Norn. It's good, but I think it's more fun to kind of just go wild with Mirror March, even though Elesh Norn is really, really powerful. But anyway, yeah, this deck has been a ton of fun to play. I've been really enjoying it, even though, like I said, it's not the strongest deck ever. Some part of me has thought about, maybe I should start trying to gather the pieces to put it together in paper. We will see. We will see. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.